Hello everybody and welcome to the first roleplay stream. It's a little bit of a test for me. This game is actually a little bit older and I'm learning how OBS works a little bit. Good to have you aboard, Mark. And Groucho. Grilling steaks in the barn, almost done. Sounds like good evening at your place. Like I said, this game's a little older, so streaming it's a little bit different. Similar to the way that
You have new quests. To view your quests, open the game menu, default escape, and look in the journal, default J.
The original of this game. In order to
This room contains a plasteel cylinder and the communications console. You will come across many containers, some of which
OBS does that. Like that, because it does not use any of the advanced features of the render the game.
This is the main hole.
At least I figured it out before it was time to
You
kick
can
off.
hear a banging noise coming from the other side of the door to the storage compartment, but the door is sealed shut and cannot be opened from the outside. This old woman appears to be dead. There is a key card on the body that looks like it opens the locker somewhere.
This old woman appears to be dead.
If you need help exploring the Ebon Hawk, access the map screen by pressing. While some doors can be bashed open or cut open with a lightsaber or cutting tool, this is the cargo hold. Use the keycard you found to open the locker. The impact armor from this locker can be equipped on the equip screen. The lock on this container is too difficult to open. You'll need to use a security tunneler to help open the lock. If you encounter a difficult lock, on a container or door, you can use a security tunneler on it.
You may be aware here. Master volume can come down a little bit. Roger, let me see if I can. Oh, I know I can do that. I just need to find the. Let's cut these volumes down a little bit. Cut the movie volume down almost completely. That should help. Let me know if it does not. Can you hear me now? Okay, I do not know if you can hear me now, but I'm hoping you can. Wunderbar. Excellent.
Talking to other characters is much like using the computer console in the cockpit. Scroll through your response options or move the mouse cursor, and then click to select a response. Note that some responses may influence how other characters react to you.
Now,
So
one of the
choose
drawbacks of
carefully.
doing
Furthermore,
this
certain skills,
from
powers, and attributes
desktop
may
mode
modify what choices you have
is the
or how
game
successful
always
you are
minimizes
with those choices.
because it's not played in a window, it's played as full screen.
3CFD is malfunctioning.
So every time I go to
fix it
the
by using a part.
Streamlabs
Luckily,
window
you have already found
to
one.
set up
if you repair
the
3CFD, we can join
stream,
your party and assist
I no
you
longer
in
have
repairing
any
the ship.
input from the game audio, so I couldn't tell how loud it was. That's an older game, so I should have expected that the
Success.
the lack of high-end graphics was going to mean that the OBS was going to have a hard time with doing game capture, and I didn't anticipate that in advance.
To change which party member you control, click on their portrait or press Tab. Later, when you have more companions, sensor droids emerged from this box when you opened it. These droids will make for excellent target practice. Use the weapon from this container to attack the droids. You can equip a weapon from the equip screen. To open the equip screen, click on the blaster icon and change your target by pressing Q. Good work defeating the sensor droids. To continue combat training, open the metal box again.
Oh yes, good work defeating the droids that
The lift will take you to the outer hull of the Ebon Hawk, where you
sole
will find
purpose
many
is to
parts
float
and
there and
lines
be
to
shot.
use for accessing and repairing the hyperdrive. Use the lift controls to go up. This is the medical room. You have found med packs. You can use one to stabilize the condition of the human lying on the bed. The med pack can stabilize your condition. Success! You are stabilized. To recover fully, you will require the medical facilities at the Paragus mining station. But you are not in any danger of dying from your wounds right now.
No, I'm glad I'm not in any danger of dying.
This is the main hold.
Now for some fun and games.
This is the garage.
Congratulations.
This is a workbench. Because of the damage to the Ebon Hawk, this workbench has limited functionality. You can still use it to create a repair kit, which you can use to repair yourself. Use the workbench to break down the items you've found into components. Then use...
There, I'm good as new. And while I'm out here...
This door is sealed shut, but this is the starboard dormitory. This is the garage.
I forgot that I can't get through that door yet. Help if I hit the right button.
This is the utility use this lift.
This was one of the first games I got on Xbox. My daughter liked playing Halo with me, but when I was playing all by myself, this is what I wanted to play.
This is the starboard side of the Ebon Hawk. This busted engine port has some needed parts for the Ebon Hawk's hyperdrive. Take the parts here back down below to get main power restored. This open hatch has some parts that will be useful for getting main power restored.
Oh, sure. I'm sure these parts aren't necessary for the operation of the ship. I'll just keep collecting them until they tell me that I can't anymore.
These exposed wires control the door to the starboard dormitory. Success! The door is opened. You can now access the starboard dormitory through the garage.
Every once in a while,
Don't forget
as
to
my
explore the
daughters
system.
got
The
older,
bubbles ahead
we
indicate
would
mines that
download
you've detected
Halo for the
automatically with
PC
your awareness skill.
and plug in
mines
some
require
controllers.
higher awareness to detect.
But
Approach
now
mines
that my
carefully.
youngest is out of
They
the
will blow
house,
up and
we
damage you if you get
tend
too
not
close.
to
You can use your
get
demolition
together
skill
for
to either
playing games
disable
anymore.
Or recover these mines. Recovering mines requires a higher demolition skill than disabling them, but you get to keep the mine, which you can then use to set as a trap for enemies or break down into components at a workbench. You can use the explosive device in this missile to blow open the engine room door inside the Ebon Hawk. This will give you access to the hyperdrive. After you plant a mine, back away quickly so that you do not take damage. You can use this lift to take you back inside the Ebon Hawk.
I like how they tell me that I can use the proton torpedo like a mine, but they didn't even mention the 2 mines that I picked up.
This is the garage. This is the main hold.
Time to get all that fat loot.
This is the starboard dormitory. You found a droid.
Ho ho ho, now I have a flamethrower.
This is the garage. This is the engine. This is the engine room. The hyperdrive is suffering badly. You won't be able to make the jump to light speed until it is fully repaired, and you do not have the needed equipment here on the Ebon
Yeah, Bungie
Hawk.
did a great job on
However,
Halo. I
you should
really,
be able to rig the hyperdrive to restore primary power
really missed
and
that
bring the port engine online.
level of
This
awe
will
and
allow
wonder
you to
when we
dock
first
with the
started up
Columbus
that
mining
game.
station for full repairs.
The kids love it.
Success. The hyperdrive is online. Primary power is restored. Only one step remains. Return to the galaxy map in the cockpit and travel to Paragus. Sometimes bash or blowing open a container will break some of the ice. This is the cockpit.
Okay, so this is the first cutscene that we're going to get to. I expect to see it fully. I'm going to need your feedback to tell me whether or not you see it on your end. OBS should not drop it out, but because it is a scene change, it might.
You can now plot a course to the Paragus mining station. To dock with Paragus, left-click on the Paragus planet to select it, and then left-click on the travel button.
And moving through the cutscene, and of course I've got the music turned way down, so there's almost no sound in this.
The sensors show the door to the storage compartment is being sliced. There is someone, or something, else alive on the Ebon Hawk.
Tiny picture in the corner. Okay. Yeah, I was worried that it was going to affect whether or not OBS picked it up, because they used different software to render the movies from the game. They didn't do it in the game engine. Okay.
Still examining the survivors of the damaged freighter. Looks like it goes by the name of the Ebon Hawk.
Okay, the
Only
logs
one survivor, placed
may
in the
or
Kolto
may
tank
not
for recovery.
play correctly.
The carbon scoring
I'm
on the
hoping
vessel
that they
suggested it was in
do,
a battle,
because they were
but no
done
indication of who fired on
game
it.
engine.
Couldn't get much from the Nava computer. I'm surprised the ship was able to make it inside the Paragus asteroid field without the asteroid.
Yeah,
field.
it's amazing.
Aside from
You
the
know,
lone
you
survivor,
strip
we
down to
recovered
your
an
underwear
old
and you
woman.
look like you're
No
ready
life
for an
signs.
intramural
There was also a
basketball
protocol droid
game.
and a utility droid on board. Sent both down to maintenance while security sorts through the other items on the ship. It looks like the utility droid, a T3 unit, was able to get the ship working enough to get to the colony. We're prepared to... Could be a Jedi, but we won't know for sure until we get the transmission back from the Republic. If the survivor is a Jedi, that would account for the recovery rate. But I'm more concerned that a Jedi here may cause trouble. Some of the miners, especially KOTOR, are already Another accident today. A detonation in the ventilation tunnels. If the lockdown measures hadn't activated, the whole facility would have been destroyed. Got most of the injured to the Kolto tanks in time, but the rest had to go to the morgue. One of the wounded said a droid caused the accident.
It's
but we
amazing
couldn't get any
how
specifics.
well this game stands up
Miners about the Jedi.
lore-wise.
A number of the droids have been acting oddly, and not even memory wipes seem to be fixing the problem.
background
There was a detonation
stories
in another one of the fuel vents
prepared
the droids were working
for
in.
even this
We deactivated
introductory
several of them and moved them
section
down to maintenance. But we're still treating the plasma
are
burns. That cuts us
absolutely
down to almost half
mind-boggling
ships. And
in
with the droids
scope
malfunctioning, we may not make the
compared
Kilo
to
shipment for this
some
month.
of the
Fortunately,
other
the detonation
games
didn't
at
cause
the
a
time.
lockdown.
Warning. There has been a fuel detonation in the mining tunnels. Emergency lockdown commencing. All personnel report to quarters and prepare for emergency venting countermeasures.
No! If the ventilation systems are malfunctioning, evacuate the medical bay. Everyone evacuate.
Oh, that's not good prognosis there. I don't have any spikes, so I don't think I'm going to be able to, patient treatment, medical logs, main controls, functions. Oh, there's the old lady from the ship. And she has nothing.
Find what you're looking for amongst the dead? Close to death. Yes, closer than I'd like. You have the smell of the KOTOR tank about you. How do you feel? Yes, I had hoped as much. I slept here too long and could not awaken. It may be I reached out unconsciously, and your mind must have been a willing one. Or perhaps you have been trained
These
for such
conversations are so integral to the story, whereas in other stories, conversations seemed like things that you had to get through to get back to what you were doing. I love how it's integrated into this.
I am Kreia, and I am your rescuer, as you are mine. Tell me, do you recall what happened? Your ship was attacked. You were the only survivor. A result of your Jedi training, no doubt.
Well, if you follow the story, you'll find out how she survived.
Your stance, your walk, tells me you are a Jedi. Your walk is heavy. You carry something that weighs you down. So it would seem. Keep your past and let us focus on the now. I do not know. I was removed from the events of the world as I slept. A survey of the surroundings may provide the answers we seek.
The ship we arrived in, the Ebon Hawk, must still be in this place. We should recover it and leave.
Okay, the top 1/3 is... Okay, so you're only seeing... I'll have to see what I can do about that. And again, it's difficult for me to adjust the OBS window, mainly because the OBS can't overlay this. It's a full screen game, so it minimizes. In the meantime, I will read the choices to you guys, and then I'll tell you which one I choose. Why do we need to leave? Care to explain why you're in such a hurry? And why do you think we're in this? We're together in this. Stop looking at my chest, Groucho. And I think I'm going to ask why we need to leave.
We were attacked once, and I fear our attackers will not give up the hunt so easily. Without transport, weapons, and information, they will find us easy prey indeed.
Okay, my choices are persuade. Are you sure there's nothing else you can tell me about this place? Awareness. You seem nervous, worried. Is something wrong? Third is, we'll see, there's got to be someone left alive around here. Fourth is, I'll go look for our ship and some weapons. And 5, is there anything else I should keep an eye out for? Well, welcome out of the jail. And I'm going to do the persuade option.
I felt much unrest here. I saw strange visions, minds colored with fear. Now, everything here feels terribly silent. A last word of caution. I would find out as much as you can about this place quickly. I fear we will need to depart as suddenly as we arrived.
We'll see. There's got to be someone left alive around here. I'll go look for the ship and some weapons. Is there anything else I should keep an eye out for? I'm going to go with there might be someone left alive around here.
You may wish to extend your search to some clothes, if only for proper first impressions.
And now I get one last attempt to persuade her. Patients in the medbay were killed by a lethal dose of sedatives. Any idea how it happened? Or persuade and intimidate. The miners in the medbay were murdered. Know why? Third, are you well enough to travel? 4, I've discovered the patients in the medbay were killed by a lethal dose of sedatives. 5, I'll return to make sure you're alright. 6, I'll check things out on my own. I don't need your help. And 7, just stay out of my way or you'll end up like these corpses. I'm going to try the persuade option and see if I can get her
I do not know.
I can.
Why did they spare you?
I'm on the big screen tonight. I feel blessed. Okay, my options are, they didn't. I got the same dose but survived. 2, I'm trained to resist poisons of the body. Or 3, maybe I'll ask the killer when I find him. Or her. I'm gonna go with, I got the same dose but survived.
Indeed, a Jedi trance could protect one from such poisons. In fact, the sedatives may have been intended to keep you unconscious for some time. It would prove lethal to those untrained in such techniques, however. Most curious.
You seem to know a lot about Jedi techniques.
And so do you. Perhaps we could discuss it at length later on. Now we have other concerns, among them finding our new enemy.
Okay, maybe when I'll return you'll actually answer my questions. I'll return soon to make sure you're alright, or just stay out of my way or you'll end up like these corpses. I'm going to take the caring response of I'll return soon.
I leave you to the explorations of this place. Here I will remain and attempt to center myself.
It's like a lightsaber, only really, really short. I have 20 chemicals. I have 25 chemicals, and it costs 20 to make a med pack. But if I know anything about video games, I'm going to need all the med packs I can get. Whoop. I'm going to take a wild guess just by looking at it that this door is not going to have a lock that's pickable.
Emergency lockdown overridden.
Now I've got a real weapon. Sort of. Hey, you. Don't be shooting that laser crap around me. And now I have a laser. I'm moving up in the world. One of the things this game held on to from the previous version, if you're using a ranged weapon and your opponent steps up to you with a combat weapon, your opponent has the advantage. I keep finding droid armor. Last time I checked, I am not a droid.
Is this thing on? All right, all hands, especially you, KOTOR. Listen up, because I'm not gonna say this again. The next one of you Juma heads to try and smuggle a blaster, or so help me, any sort of military-grade frag weapons into my facility is gonna take a long walk out the airlock. Why? Because in case you forgot, Haragian fuel explodes at high temperatures. That's what blasted that chunk out of Paragus 2 and created this asteroid field. So if I catch any of you with anything other than sonic charges or mining lasers, I'll burn you and your contract. Security out.
That's one hell of an orientation briefing.
And according to one of the miners, it was because one of the sonic charges went off prematurely. And like before, it was one set by a mining droid. The three idiots were grouped so close to the charge, it might as well have been a grenade going off.
Hi, Rhonda.
The blast turned their bones to dust. The blast wrecked the internal components of the droid that set the charge, though, so we can't even dissect it to see what happened. I don't like what's going on here. Ever since that Jedi showed up, things are getting worse. It's not just KOTOR and his miners, or the fights, but now the droids are acting crazy. If we don't find what's causing this, or who, this facility's gonna be space dust by the time the next Telos freighter arrives. So, you're in maintenance. Then maybe you can tell me what's going on with these droids.
Sir, I don't know. It's like their behavior cores are undergoing binary decay, but I can't find the source. This shouldn't be happening.
Well, that's reassuring. It isn't happening. So the next time we nearly have a breach in the ventilation tunnels, I could just close my eyes and pretend it's my imagination. You better give me some answers. I want to know the damage these droids can do if they start mining us instead of asteroid rock.
Sir, these droids aren't combat models. Their mining lasers are weaker and less accurate than blasters. I doubt those droids could even hit one of us.
Are you blind? What about the miners in Medbay? It's sabotage, and it started right after the commander said we weren't going to sell the Jedi to the exchange. So I want you to find out how these droids are being sabotaged. That'll tell me who's trying to clear a path to get that Jedi off the facility and stop him. In the meantime, make sure the security's armed with all the ion and sonic charges you can find. If those droids start coming after me, I'm gonna need more than low-grade mining lasers to take them down. Clear?
Yes, sir. Maintenance control out.
Idiot.
A lot of faith in your maintenance guy.
I installed an override switch to shut down any droids on this level, just in case someone locks me out of the administration console. As added insurance, I tied the override switch into the circuit to the holding cell door. It'll make sure it can only be opened if all droids in the level are shut down. I doubt KOTOR or any of his men have the skill to pull off something like this, but I'm not taking any chances while we're sitting in the middle of this asteroid minefield. Whoever's responsible won't be able to have the droids rescue him after I lock him up. Nothing will cut through that door. He'll be trapped. I secured the stealth field generator.
This guy's got a
inside
lot
one
of
the
faith in
footlockers
his
in the security
modifications.
storage room. If I have the specs right, the interface field should be effective against the droid's sensors. All I need to do is equip the belt, and some skill with stealth in order to use it. As long as I don't get too close to the droids, they shouldn't detect me. If any more droids start malfunctioning, the belt should buy me enough time to get to the override switch I set up in the communications blister console. I'd rather shut them down than destroy them. I want to find out how these droids are being sabotaged, maybe even turn them against whoever's sabotaging them.
Okay, remote camera. Oh, that looks like it's a bad room to go into. Oh look, we've got our roguish sidekick.
Be careful. There is much energy in the room beyond, yet it stems from nothing that lives. Can
The
you
only
not
choice I
sense
had
them?
there was to
Reach out.
say,
Cast aside
Freya?
your sight.
Huh?
Cast aside what you see, and instead reach out with your perceptions. Ah, you can feel them. The droids you cannot perceive, but the small oscillations of energy, that you can feel, echoing outwards.
with Krea's help, you've gained the passive precognition ability. When this power is triggered, you should save your game. Ah! It's an attack!
Ah, you hear it. It is faint, but it is there. It is the force you feel.
I
has
said
not
it
been
feels
so long
strange
for you
as
to
if the
forget.
sedatives are wearing off. But it doesn't feel like it did. It feels like it's coming from across a
Not
great
turn away
distance.
from it. Listen. Feel it echoing within you. Come. I shall guide you down the familiar paths. You will need it if we are to survive and escape this place.
Gaining experience will slowly re-establish your connection to the Force. Go to the level up screen and choose your Force abilities. Still nothing but the base weapons I've got, and now I've got a stealth belt. Okay, I'm going to need to open doors and hack computers, mostly. Having some demolition skill doesn't hurt. And I will stun droid as my power. And of course, we've just leveled up, so save the game. Now I'm stealthy. What, are you saying that Rhonda wouldn't be a good father? I see what you did there, King. I'll just have to stay right here and be real still in my suit. I can't believe it gives me an actual separate choice for finding the switch and then using it. That's kind of silly. Now all the droids are shut down. Now I can do the... Tell me what you're... Oh. What are your last commands? I want you to defend us. I want to take whatever components you don't need. And I'll leave you wandering around so that you will defend me. Oh, look, there's one of your buddies. I like that once you examine the first droid, you don't have to re-examine all the other ones. Okay, that's that was a glitch. No matter which way I turned, I was staring at the wall that I was up near. There, now I've got my own little defense force right here in the communications level.
Beyond this door, someone yet lives. Be mindful. His thoughts are difficult to read. But you have nothing to fear from this one, and he might yet prove useful.
Nice outfit. What, you miners change regulation uniforms while I've been in here?
Alright, my choices are, who are you? I'd keep those eyes up and tell me who you are. Care to explain why you're locked up? What is this place? This facility's deserted. What happened? I don't have time for this. Tell me what happened here, now. And I think I'm going to go with the care to explain why you're locked up.
Security claimed I violated some trumped-up regulation or another. Take it up with them if you want. But they stopped listening to me shortly before they stopped feeding me. Now that's criminal.
Maybe I could help if you told me who you are. So, you're not a miner. Who are you then? What is this place? This facility's deserted. What happened? And again, I don't have time for this. Tell me what happened here, now. I'm gonna go with, so you're not a miner.
Atten Rand. Excuse me if I don't shake hands. The field only causes mild electrical burns.
This facility's deserted. What happened? What is this place? I'm going with what is this place?
Oh, you mean you didn't come here on purpose? I'm shocked. I really am. This slice of paradise is the Paragus mining facility, the only supplier of shipping-grade engine fuel to this corner of the galaxy. Paragus fuel plays havoc with engines, but it gets the job done. As long as you don't mind the toxic byproducts and trying to mine it without blowing yourself up.
Blowing yourself up? This facility doesn't sound too safe. This facility's deserted. What happened? I'm going to go with, well, let's go with blowing yourself up.
Yeah, this asteroid belt is one giant minefield. One proton torpedo, even a stray blaster shot, can start an explosion that'll make the one that shattered Paragus 2 look like a kid's pop detonator.
Paragus 2? How big of an explosion are we talking about?
You know the planet with the exposed core you saw flying in?
About the planet.
That hole was caused by the first mining station that tried to siphon fuel off the planet. Blew a whole chunk out of the planet and set it drifting out here in a big clump of fuel-cooled asteroids. So the miners drill the asteroids now, not the planet's surface. That's why they don't allow blasters here. Can't trust a miner jumped up on Juma juice not to fire one stray shot that'll turn the entire colony into a thermal detonator.
I don't have time for this. Tell me what happened here, now. Or this facility's deserted. What happened? I'm gonna go with the more pleasant answer.
You mean before or after that Jedi showed up? Either way, it's a real short story. You see, this Jedi shows up, and you know what that means. Where there's one Jedi, the Republic will soon be crawling up your ion engine in no time. But the story gets better. See, some of the miners get it into their ferrocene skulls that since the Jedi's unconscious, they can collect the bounty the exchange has posted for live Jedi. Well, what passes for the law here didn't like that idea. So the two groups started fighting. Then there was some big explosion. I was sitting here for a long time. Then you showed up in your underwear and things got a lot better.
There's a bounty on captured Jedi? Why?
Don't know much about it. Maybe the exchange wants one as a trophy, or somebody's got something against Jedi and is looking to collect. Not many Jedi left. Wouldn't surprise me if the bounty's pretty high.
Not many Jedi left? What happened to them?
The ones that weren't killed in the Jedi Civil War ended up switching off the lightsabers long ago. Word is there's not even a Jedi Council anymore, but who knows?
Hey, Patrick. Welcome aboard. I heard the rumors of a war, but a war between Jedi?
Yeah, Revan, Malik, and the Jedi that went to join them in the Mandalorian Wars. They turned against the other Jedi and had a scrap that almost laid waste to the galaxy. Where have you been?
And you know it had to be some private who blew that planet in half, right? Okay, my choices are, I've heard rumors, but little else in my travels. I've been away since the Mandalorian Wars. Just tell me what happened next. What happened between Revan and Malik? I couldn't care less about Revan's fate. I had other questions for you. I've heard enough, let me ask you something. I'm gonna go with the I've been away since the Mandalorian Wars.
Well, I wasn't there, but like all Sith, Revan and Malik turned on each other. After they turned on the Jedi, of course.
I was led to believe that Revan saved the Jedi and the Republic.
I guess. There's rumors all over space about it. All I heard was Revan returned to pay Malik back for trying to kill her in the first place. You know, women.
How long have you been in that cage? Revan was a man, not a woman.
Maybe you're right. Maybe I just hoped Revan was a woman.
I had some more questions
Look,
for you.
Not like your half-naked interrogation isn't a personal fantasy of mine, but... Hey, wait a minute. You're that Jedi the miners were talking about. Where is everybody?
I don't know, this facility seems abandoned. Don't you know what happened to them? Stop playing dumb. You must have seen what took place. I'm gonna go with the
miners
I
can't
don't
all
know.
be gone. But if they are... Look, hey, let me out and I can help you. I can. I've gotten out of trouble countless times.
Persuade. Tell me your plan, and we can go from there.
This facility isn't a military installation, which means we may have a chance. You shut down this self-security field, and I can reroute the emergency system so we can get to the hangars. We grab a ship, and then we fly out of here.
Persuade. One thing first. The patients in the medical bay were killed with a lethal dose of sedatives. Know anything about that?
Huh? What are you talking about?
I wanted to know if you knew anything, and you don't. Never mind, just checking. Nothing. I trust you. Let me let you out of that cage, and we can work together. I'll switch off the cage, but if you try and run, I'll cut you down without a second thought. I'm gonna go with the, let you out of the cage and work together.
Great. Now to business. Let's get to the command console.
All right, let's go. He hardly even
All right,
mentions the
here we
fact
are.
that I
Now, this
stabbed him with
console
that
is set
sword
on
as I
automatic
ran up
hail.
to him.
You may have heard it when you came in. The asteroid drift charts are constantly being updated, so it sends out a transmission to incoming vessels so they don't get crushed into space dust. The hail warns them to keep their distance until orbital drift charts are transmitted, and then provides docking instructions to incoming ships, usually freighters. Thing is, you can bounce that same transmission back to the comm here. Suddenly, you've got access to the communication system from the inside. Pure Pazak. The console's ours. Now, all we need to do is reactivate the turbo lifts, cancel the emergency lockdown, and... Hey!
What's wrong? Sounds like you're about to tell me something I don't want to hear. If I hear any more bad news, I'm gonna get violent. I'll go with what's wrong.
This system's been severed from the main hub, after it was locked down from remote. You can't even reroute the system, it's been cut clean.
Repair. That wouldn't be a standard procedure in an emergency.
No. Someone tried to lock down this whole level tight, and leave us here. Trapped.
Is there anything else we can do with this console?
I doubt it. All we have is communications back. For all the good trying to shout in a vacuum will do us.
Maybe we can contact the miners.
Try. But if the miners were trying to trap you up here and probably kill you, why not call them and chat? I don't think a friendly call is going to wake them up.
Let's see if we can try and reach someone on the comm.
Be my guest. Not much else we can do. The comm's all yours.
Ooh, I got some blue smoky stuff. Administration logs.
Tracked the freighter in. Was lucky it wasn't destroyed when it drifted into the asteroid field. Not much on board. One damaged droid, one annoying protocol droid, and a lot of bodies. Sent the survivor to medical and the others to the morgue. Didn't recognize the ship's ID code, so we transmitted it to the Republic for some answers. Questioned the protocol droid about what happened. Says his master, the survivor, I guess, was on the Republic ship the Harbinger when it suffered an engine failure. He says the survivor was a passenger on the vessel and a Jedi. If so, that's gonna mean true. Inventoried the bodies and cargo. Everything matches the protocol droid's story. The T3 droid had seized up, so he left it in storage in standby mode. Don't know what code will access it. It could be it's voice activated for all we know. We put the protocol droid to work in maintenance, sorting the mining droid comm routines and updating the recognition sensors. Man, to shut him up. When the survivor recovers, hopefully we can get him off this station before there's trouble between the work shifts.
Oh, that guy records logs about
sure what to do with her.
good as I would.
Wanted us to collect the creds for the bounty
Keeps
the
cutting off
exchange
the end
has
of his
on Jedi,
conversations.
but I put a stop to that. We're contacting Telos to get the Republic records on the Jedi, but nobody will know word from the Republic. But I've sent out a broadcom transmission for records on this Ebon Hawk. One of the miners said it used to be a smuggling vessel. Accidents are making the miners restless. The droid behavior course must be undergoing some kind of binary decay. 2 miners were drilled by a droid's mining laser, and those blasts in the ventilation tunnels nearly caused the whole facility to blow.
Access the comm system. Dormitories, no response. Hangar 25. Wait a minute. There's a utility droid. There's R2. I mean T3. Are you okay? We're trapped on the admin level. Can you unlock the turbo lifts? Is there some other way out of here besides the turbo lifts? I'd rather risk it than be trapped up here. And I'm hoping one of you speaks utility droid, because I don't, so I have no idea what he was saying to me. Okay, everything in here, that's got to be broken open, and it's probably not going to let me bash it. That's going to be explosives. The Ebon Hawk. Several parts have been removed. I'll need the parts to find it. Okay. In that case, let's see what's through here. Uh-oh. What do I have equipped? You cannot equip armor in combat. Oh, that sucks. Now I can equip armor. Except for it doesn't know the combat's over yet. There we go. Really? It still thinks it's going. No more specials. I bet he's got friends. Now, when utility droids are actually available, if mine doesn't do all this stuff, I'm going to be very upset. Now that's utility. Purged fuel lines, and I found 3 sonic charges attached inside. I checked the work logs, and only droids have been in the area. I tried to contact security as soon as I found the explosives, but I can't seem to get the signal through. I removed the remote detonators. I'll keep the explosives on me until I can put them back in a secure hold in the hangar. Apparently, the real power here is whoever's making the infinite droid army. Aw, our little buddy's disabled. He's never gonna be able to be turned on again. Okay. Those are the same. those are the same. I can give myself slightly stronger. The shock arm is only electrical damage, but it seems to be, it changes, yeah, it changes by level, so. Now I have to go. Okay. Nothing. That ion blaster is actually pretty powerful at this level. Ooh, droid optimized interface. Let's find out what that does. Adds to my computer use. Okay. Apparently, this droid's a dead shot, too. Okay, I can't open that. And there's more of those over there. I bet I can't open those. Oh no, it's the phantom fuel leak.
So, how long have you been a Jedi? Must be tough, you know. No family, no husband.
No tougher than enduring your false sympathy while you're staring at my chest. I don't really want to talk about it. Are you trying to anger me, or are you just an idiot? And I'm gonna go with no tougher than enduring your false sympathy.
Hey, I wasn't trying to... Hey, what do you know? A little cargo cylinder came through.
Looks like it, but he didn't... But it's strange he didn't contact us.
If he got the
on
turbo
comm.
lifts working, then we should have a clear run to the hangar.
The turbo lifts are not locked down manually, so I had him open the emergency hatch.
Wait. Don't tell me you're taking that hatch down into the mining tunnels. Are you? That explosion I heard came from below. There's probably nothing down there except superheated rock and collapsed blast tunnels. You'd be an idiot to go down there.
Maybe, but it's the only way out, and it's better I risk my life than yours.
You're either really brave or really crazy.
It's better I risk your life than mine.
I'll try to monitor things from up here. And be careful. The only thing moving down there is likely to be mining droids, so don't be playing hero too hard. Not that I care what happens to you or anything. I just don't want to be trying to get off this rock by myself.
Your concern is noted. I'll
keep
be
the
going
comlink
now.
Open. I may be able to guide you through the tunnels from up here. Don't know if the signal will hold if you get too deep, though.
You have received a comlink. Party members or others may use it to contact you and help provide information. And somehow telling him that to stop staring at my chest gave me light side points. Go figure. Okay.
Can you read me?
Barely. There's a lot of static.
There's a lot of interference down there, probably caused by that explosion. Still, it looks like there's a route down to the Paragus fuel depot. If the passages haven't collapsed, that explosion knocked out most of the sensors. There should be an emergency crate in the next room. Watch yourself. There's a lot of droid broadcasts in that area, but I can't pin them down.
I'll be careful then. If you detect anything, signal me.
Will do. And be careful down there. Find the emergency supplies?
Yes, and it looks like there's some clothes here.
Damn it. Good to hear it. No sense in you running around half naked. It's distracting. For the droids. But there may be some survey gear and a safety harness inside the crate, too. The miners wear them when staking claims on the asteroids. The survey gear is designed to spot and protect you against sonic mines. And the safety harness can be helpful if you try to disarm them.
There's some kind of mining energy shield here, too.
Yeah, it's like a military-issue energy shield, except it's designed to protect the miners against lasers and heat. Should work against the droid mining lasers. It won't last forever, and certainly not against multiple laser hits. But it may buy you some time if you get ambushed by a battalion of droids.
Got it. Let's go.
Just one more thing. I've narrowed down some of the ID signals, and if the numbers are right, you're sharing those tunnels with a battalion of mining droids.
Can I sneak by them?
If you have the skill in a stealth field generator. These droids rely on thermal sensors, primarily to detect fuel deposits. The good thing is, that explosion down there kicked up so much heat and steam it may blind them. A bit, but not much.
I'll do that. Anything else?
There's gotta be some central controller down there. See if you can find a terminal by the main access shaft. That'd be governing intelligence.
And now I'm fully dressed. sneaky.
Watch where you step. I'm picking up a lot of sonic mines down there. Don't run unless you have to. Makes them harder to spot. If you have any skill with demolitions, you might be able to recover them and use them against the droids. That is, if the mines don't get you first. If you have survey gear or a safety harness, put them on. They'll make spotting and disarming the sonic charges a little easier.
Why are there so many charges down here?
Those mining droids, especially the excavator models, are designed to arm and set sonic charges for mining. Chances are if they still had charges after they went rogue, then they may have set them to try and kill the miners. And you. If you see one of those excavators, watch out. They may use their undeployed charges as projectiles.
Understood. Mitra Surik out. One of the things... This game is basically based on Dungeons and Dragons. One of the things that you can do in the old system, I don't know if it still applies, but on a skill check, you can take 20, which simply means you're careful in performing your action, so you automatically get a 20 on the attempt, and then you add your skill modifier to that. In this case, it would be dexterity and the skill itself. And if it beats the target number for succeeding, you automatically succeed. I have only 9 parts. I will pass on doing anything with the droid. Ah, there's 2 of them, so let's, hooray! Yay us! It is not on the old Star Wars system. KOTOR and KOTOR 2 are based on Dungeons and Dragons. So standard D20 rules. Uh-oh. That little guy is a troublemaker. Or more precisely, he's a repair droid. Yep, they all get to go too. You stop shooting at me. You get stuffed. Oh, that alarm can be really annoying. They should have chosen a gentler tone.
Hey, watch out. That explosion has superheated the tunnels ahead. That steam will cook the skin off your bones. If you can find a mining energy shield, switch it on. It should protect you against the heat if you move quickly enough.
Understood. So now I want to get the mining shield on. And I want to use the mining shield to get through this superheated section. Must be hiding something if they're putting all these charges here. Supposedly, once you stand back up after disarming a mine, it's no longer there, even though the bubble hasn't faded yet. But I know from experience that as long as the bubble's there, you can both disable and pick up the mine and get blown up by it. So I'm gonna avoid doing that. Okay, there's a broken droid, but I can't do anything with it, and I'm stuck here. Oh no. I can do this. Damn you, healing bot. Let's get rid of some of those and use that shield. That's better. I'm not going to touch that because I got stuck last time I tried touching that. And yes, I did just go up a level.
You're getting close to something big. I think it's the main ventilation shaft. If so, the central droid controller should be somewhere nearby. Keep an eye out for it. I'm picking up a lot of droids. If you still have a mining energy shield, I'd equip it and switch it on.
This place looks like some place I need to fight Darth Maul. There aren't just mining droids down here. There are sensor balls, too.
It must be maintenance drones. Watch out. Those little pests will try to repair the mining droids if you don't gun them down first. Still, it's odd they're still active after the explosion. They don't have the same shielding as the mining droids. Be careful of those droids. I don't like this.
Understood. Mira Surik out. When this game first came out, there was a bug that if you took any action while stealthed, you automatically became unstealthed. And this place was very difficult to access because he had a security tunneler. If you didn't have security skill high enough, you just used his tunneler to open that container to get some spikes so that you could do this. Problem was, the droids all attacked you if you looted his body. Okay, let's cancel the organics. Let's have them open doors for me. Let's see, let's shut down these containment fields. I think I've done enough damage with that. Now, much like upstairs, these droids are harmless. But I can get parts off of them. Alright, go somewhere, droid. You know what? Now you're scenery. Alright, you also need to disappear. wanted to leave the droids alive. But they get in the way. Why is that one showing up as an attack option? Alright. Maybe if you destroy enough of them, you can no longer reprogram them. You cannot jump in this game. Very early first-person tactical game. Actually, third-person tactical. So all you can do is you can pause the game using the space bar, which is usually your jump bar in other games. And that'll take you to...
Yeah, picking up some strange readings. What are you doing down
select actions without having them attacking you while you're doing it. What kind of readings?
Containment fields in the mining tunnels are shutting down. You need to get out of there before they vent fuel to the surface of the
luckily I know nothing about that.
I may be able to keep it contained until you get the turbo lift to the fuel depot, but not for much longer. I'm locking down the turbo lift to the administration section now to keep the blast from spreading. If you've got anything left to do down there, make it quick, because where you are is going to get real hot real soon.
Yeah, I'd like to be able to jump in this game, but much like Dragon Age, there's no jumping. One of the cool things about the mines, however, is if you're about to go into combat with somebody and there's mines blocking them, instead of trying to disable or recover them, which requires you to get down and actually work on them, you can instead use Disable Droid or one of the other droid-related force powers and just bypass them. One of the funniest conversations you can have in the game is with this droid. He's just so manufactured about
to see you alive,
mayhem.
Master, provided my receptors are not off focus. How may I be of assistance?
How do you know me? I'm not your master. Tell me what you're doing here before I turn you into slag. What are you? Have you seen a T3 unit? I'm looking for a way into the Paragus hangar bay. What's that body there? Never mind, I'll be going now. I'm gonna go with I'm not your master.
Answer. I am a survivor of the Harbinger, just as you were, Master. With the unexpected termination of my previous master, you are the only organic which I may now serve.
Who was your previous master?
Answer, the captain of the Harbinger, master. I was in transit to Telos to facilitate communications and terminate hostilities. However, we did not arrive at our intended destination.
Oh, what happened?
Irritated answer. Oh, master, it is such a long, dull story, and not terribly relevant to our current situation.
Well, why don't you tell me anyway?
Hesitant explanation. That has been the subject of considerable discussion since our arrival here, master. Many have attempted to claim you and this unit as salvage. I was crudely interrogated concerning our brief history together on board the Harbinger, before its communications, weapons, and engines suffered the cascade failure that disabled the ship.
How come I don't remember any of this?
Speculation. It is possible you were incapacitated and locked in the well-shielded cargo compartment as the Harbinger was being systematically crippled, master.
Incapacitated?
Clarification. Yes, master. No doubt the flurry of destruction on board the Harbinger somehow drugged you into a stupor from which you could not awaken. Most curious.
Drugged? What do you mean drugged?
Placation. Merely a turn of phrase, master. The implication that your state was due to the result of ingesting large quantities of Juma juice was unintentional. I meant to communicate only that you were somehow rendered unconscious before you were locked securely in the cargo hold.
Locked?
Clarification. By locked, I meant sealed, master. My vocabulator seems to be malfunctioning.
Fine. What happened next?
Recitation. Following the unusual set of coincidences that led to the cascade failure in the Harbinger's systems, we were boarded by a small freighter with unknown ID codes. It appeared that this freighter had been attacked, and the captain wanted to study it. This freighter appeared to be still spaceworthy. Your cargo compartment was breached, and you were taken on board the freighter shortly before the Harbinger's systems began to go critical. I, too, managed to board the freighter before the Harbinger's destruction. We were most fortunate to have survived, master.
Any idea what attacked the small freighter?
Evaluation. Master, I do not know. Judging from the damage, it had been attacked by a much larger vessel. And when it attempted to escape the Harbinger with you on board, it was fired on again. Addendum. It does seem odd that such a small vessel has a high probability of attracting the attention of much larger vessels. Not a welcome trait in a freighter, to be sure.
What was the freighter that the Harbinger had brought on board?
Explanation. I believe it was a smuggler's vessel by the name of the Ebon Hawk. Speculation. As to its purpose, I do not know. Perhaps it was always its intention to play dead, then kidnap you off the Harbinger and rob me of my bounty.
Bounty?
Clarification. By bounty, I refer to your life, master. It would pain me to see you damaged in any way. That is why the arrival of this Ebon Hawk caused me considerable distress.
And the Ebon Hawk came here?
Apology. My memory core cannot provide a clear answer on that point, master. Suffice to say that once we arrived at this floating rock, our situation became much clearer.
Oh, how so?
Explanation. Despite my market value, master, the miners were far more interested in you. It did not take long for me to ascertain the reason for this. While an HK protocol droid is a valuable piece of property, Jedi are worth much more in certain exclusive markets across the galaxy. Painful admission. I must confess to feelings of inferiority at the speculated difference between my value and the price for your capture. I was forced to remind myself it was not due to a failing of my model or function, but because you were a Jedi.
How did they find out I was a Jedi?
Surprised answer. Why, I told them, Master. You are the exiled Jedi who served with Revan in the Mandalorian Wars, are you not? I hope all that has happened has not been the result of a miscommunication. If so, then the problem lies with the core word databases, which are notoriously spotty.
Unpleasantness? What are you talking about?
Answer. All that has happened has been because they believe you to be a Jedi, Master. They debated what to do with you as you lay unconscious in the medical bay. One group seemed intent on selling you as property. The other group opposed this.
Well, then what happened?
3 standard hours after the division between the miners became apparent, accidents began to occur throughout the facility. A result of improper maintenance, I believe. These accidents coincided with the degradation of the mining droid behavioral cores. Crude models are prone to such failures, resulting in murderous rampages. The mortality rate of organics in the facility rose quickly.
So what happened to the rest of the miners?
Many miners began to join you in the medical bay as a cascade of flawlessly timed detonations occurred in isolated gas pockets in the lower levels of the facility. The explosions herded the miners into emergency sections of the station, quickly and efficiently cutting them off from communications and facility control. But sadly enough, not the ventilation systems.
Sadly enough? What do you mean?
You see, the explosions had damaged specific sections of this facility's ventilation systems, causing a slow, lethal buildup of toxic fumes in the dormitory level.
Are there any left alive?
Answer. I do not know, Master. Ironically enough, any miner that fled to the dormitory level to protect themselves from the droids and the explosions would find themselves in a gas-filled death trap.
I need to get in there and rescue them.
It is unlikely any miners remain alive. As I said, the dormitory has been cut off from the rest of the facility, as has the hangar bay. There is no escape.
Can we try to contact them using a comlink?
Apology. Unfortunately, communication with the dormitory section is severed, Master. It is perhaps for the best, especially if any other accidents had occurred in that section. If that were the case, the severed comlink would have spared us the satisfaction of hearing the miners' screams as they lived out their last moments in fear and terror.
There must be another way.
Theory. You could walk across the surface of the asteroid to the dormitory airlock, but such a route would be extremely hazardous, and I do not wish to see you damaged.
Those miners could be hurt or in danger. We need to make sure they're all right.
Warning. Master, continued exploration of this facility may place you in unnecessary danger. I encourage you to return to the medical bay and wait for retrieval from a vessel that is no doubt on the way, even as we continue this pointless conversation.
I'm going to help those miners, and you're going to help me.
Weary resignation. Very well, Master, but there is very little that I can do. You see, the airlock is sealed by a code.
All right, so how do I get the code to the airlock?
Correction. Oh, I already possess the code, Master, but I am afraid that it will do you no good.
You have the code, then give it to me.
Condescending explanation. Master, the console governing the droid maintenance area and the airlock is voice-printed musing. In the last days of his life, the maintenance officer was quite careful about voice protocols, bordering on paranoid obsession. Conjecture. I suspect once he realized something was wrong in the facility, he voice-locked the droid bay functions. A prudent measure, but in the end, he met the same fate as the rest of the organics.
You said you already have the code.
Condescending explanation. Oh, yes, Master. The code is Maintenance Control Voice Print ID R1B5. But unless the maintenance officer speaks the code, it is useless.
If the maintenance officer is dead, how can I get him to speak the code?
Answer. Master, you cannot. You are trapped here just as I am. There is nothing to do, except patiently wait for whatever the future has in store for us.
You know, Groucho, when I read his replies, I somehow feel like this is a conversation with Dag. Never mind, I'll be going. Get all the goodies. Sonic imprint sensor. With the protocol droid's help, I've finished work on the sonic imprint sensor. I've installed them in the mining droids, but I'm locking up the original here to prevent the other miners from using its ability to record and play back voices to override the droid's voice print protocols. Let's see if there's any upgrading I can do to my miner's uniform. Nope. Defense bonus 1 takes 1 off my dexterity, though. Not gonna take away from my dexterity. Need that. Okay.
Greeting.
Okay, what's that body there?
Answer. That is all that remains of the maintenance officer, Master. At the end, he was quite incoherent from the
Looks
pain.
kind of like
Attempts
Jake
to facilitate
Busey.
communications with him proved useless. I heard his dying screams as the droids he tended turned on him, mining him like a piece of asteroid rock. Recitation? Oh, yes, Master. The record of his last moments were...
5 droids, burning through the outer door. They're forcing their way into the bay. Please, someone there! Oh no, they're through! Oh, my leg! They're burning through my leg! Oh, stop! Stop, please!
Addendum. His remaining attempts at communication are variations in Decibel Master, ranging from frenzied screams to gibbering inarticulate attempts to beg for his life.
Wait, if you can play back his voice, can't you speak the voice code?
Master, to commit such an act would be in violation of the ethics programming most droids are believed to possess. I am afraid there is nothing that can be done.
The fact that you can mimic voices is pretty impressive. What would it sound like if you speak the code to the console?
Proud answer. Master, I believe my vocabulator is working adequately enough to accommodate your request. A recitation. Maintenance control voice print ID R1B5. There. Was that sufficient, Master?
Yes, I think that's all I need.
Confused query. I am sorry, Master. Were you speaking to yourself?
Never mind. I'll be going now. He won't be needing those credits.
Greeting. It is a pleasure to see you intact, Master.
What the heck? Gee, did they have enough, how far back is my last save? Oh my lord. It's not terribly far back. Most droids are believed to possess. Yes, exactly. Okay, I'm just going to hit the same answers this time.
With the unexpected termination
and
of
I'll
my
remember to
previous
save
master,
before opening
you
the
are
door
the only
this time.
organic which I may now serve. Irritated answer. Hesitant explanation. That has been the subject of considerable discussion since our arrival here, Master. Many have attempted to claim you and this unit as salvage. I was crudely interrogated concerning our brief history together on board the Harbinger, before its communications, weapons, and engines suffered the cascade failure that disabled the ship. Speculation. It is possible you were incapacitated and locked in the well-shielded cargo compartment as the Harbinger was being systematically crippled, Master.
Oh, you're right. And I am a
yes, Master.
normal
No
adherent to the save early, save often. And I forgot that there were actually 3 droids outside that door.
Placation, merely a turn of phrase, Master. The implication that your state was due to the result of ingesting large quantities of Juma juice, I meant to communicate.
Alright, I'm gonna speed jump through.
It appears I... Even with that... Clarify. Apology. Explanation. Despite what painful I was forced... Surprise. I hope. Answer. 1. 3 standard hours at these... Many minor... You see, the... Answer. It is... About if I were... Theory. Warning, I am... Weary... Correction. Explanation. Condescending. Answer.
What? He don't need those credits.
Greeting.
What's that body there?
Answer. That I heard his dying screams. Recitation. 5 droids. Addendum.
Wait, if you can play back his voice...
Objection. Master. To commit such an act would be in violation of the ethics programming most droids are believed to possess. I am afraid there is nothing that can be done.
What would it sound like if you did speak it in his voice?
Proud answer. Master, I believe my vocabulator is working adequately enough to accommodate your request. A recitation. Maintenance control voice print ID R1B5. There. Was that sufficient, Master?
I think that's all I need.
Confused query. I am sorry, Master. Were you speaking to yourself?
I'll be going now. That worked a lot better. Come on, you little baseball. Did that stupid droid just try to ion grenade me? That's hilarious. I completely failed to destroy the droids. The droids, however, successfully destroyed themselves. That droid was really excited that he got that door. That stun just doesn't work really well. Nope. Survival of the fittest. Still could use computer use. Treat injury will help me out. This time we'll go up on repair. That one's not available yet. Increase physical attributes and saving throws by Jedi and all party members for 20 seconds. Let's go with speed. That's all of them. That's the door I can't get through yet. Now that all those things are dead, don't want to repeat that.
Maintenance control, voice print ID, R1B5.
Airlock open. Explosions. It looks like the turbo lift needs to be opened manually. Camera. Fuel line sensors. There's the explosive in the fuel line. That's the elevator. And just for good measure. And away I go. The subtle little Darth Vader breathing.
That's about time. I lost your signal after you left the mining tunnels. Now you're coming in clear.
Except I'm picking you up on the exterior of the facility, on the asteroid's surface. That can't be right.
Yeah, it's the younger brother of the Sith Lord. He's hoping to make it in the big times. He's got as many victories as his father. Or his big brother.
Huh?
I'm right outside
What are you doing
the window.
out there?
Well, I need to get to the miners in a dormitory, and this was the only way.
You're crazy, even for a Jedi. Look, you need to get out of there, quick.
What do you mean?
What little is left of the facility's venting systems have gone active, most likely from the explosions in the mining tunnels. They're venting Paraga's fuel deposits into space through the exterior vents, right in your path.
Looks like I'll have to hurry then.
The vents look like they've been purposely rerouted to vent the gases to the exterior. And only in the last few minutes. It's almost as if... Now what now? I don't believe this. There's a ship coming in, sending a docking code. I have a bad feeling about this.
And in comes the cutscene. Luckily, its approach is partly done out of engine, partly done in, so you should see some of it. Groucho, I did not. I got it from Good Old Games. Steam has a problem with some of these older games where they're a little buggy. And they don't go through and do a lot of patching on them. The end result is you get games that can crash or not stream so well. The Good Old Games update does a lot better, but OBS is still having an issue with it because of the sudden jumps in rendering. And between good old games or Steam, I'd rather give GOG my money than Steam any day. I don't know what your used market is like in your area, but you might be able to get copies of it from a store that handles older games. If not, most PCs can run this. And good old games, I don't think I paid more than $10 for this. What the heck? That's better. I'm more impressed that your old Xbox still works. My original Xbox gave up the ghost years ago. Dude, don't stand next to the door like that. Somebody coming through could run into you. Uh-oh. Freeze rays. Alright, let me read this. Now the fire suppression systems have gone active. I can't even make it into the dormitory. I watched the turrets turn their carbonite freeze rays on Meban before he even got halfway across the hallway. Fortunately, their range doesn't seem to go beyond the room itself, so I was able to remain safe in the corridor, but I didn't have any ranged weapons to take them out from a distance, and I didn't have a stealth field generator to sneak across the room either. I tried unlocking the storage room to see if there was any cold-resistant items or grenades I could use, but the door was sealed from the lockdown. I don't know enough about security systems to open it, and I didn't have any sonic charges to blow the door. Still, as long as the droids don't make it into this section, I should be alright. Famous last words. Alright, good night, Barbarian. Thanks for coming out tonight. According to the rumor mill, KOTOR is going to get a new version that is something akin to a bash of both of them. I don't know exactly how that's going to work out. But, incompatible. Be cool to see, but, let me make sure I'm wearing the insulated gloves. I am. Pragus mining shield and an energy shield. is what I should be using. Yes, I know. It's usable. Adrenal stamina, plus 4 constitution for 120 seconds, plus 4 dexterity, and I can only use stamina or alacrity, so let me use those if I need. Let me use the drugs. Luckily, I can just stand here and shoot them from a distance. Charges there for zero reason. I'm getting all the pieces to it. Decent hand weapon, melee weapon, but it's not really helping a lot. Don't tell me I'm missing this guy. He's the size of a freaking Mini Cooper. I have not... no, earlier I stunned a droid. I don't do it very well. I can't imagine that Disney would intentionally destroy a property that they paid that much for. So, I know there's a lot of people who believe that they're intentionally destroying Lucas's legacy, but in reality, I can't imagine them doing anything like that. I can understand. I could see them not understanding Star Wars and making mistakes. I can't imagine them intentionally damaging the property. Cool chicks don't look at explosions. Alright. It's actually one of the things I've been waiting for. One of the things I just picked up was the biorestorative underlayer. Now I can go all the way back here and upgrade my miner's uniform. And now I'll recover some hit points. It's not a lot of hit points. But it doesn't need to be. The droid gurgled at me. And another gurgling droid. Guidon beacon. Got another lecture about contraband today. Security hasn't started doing spot checks on quarters yet, so my cache in the lower bunk in my room in the eastern dormitory should be safe. You won't even know it's there unless you know to look for it. Porta came around again, asking if I had any special cargo to sell. I was getting a bad feeling about how he was asking, so I stayed quiet about my stash. I'm gonna keep that blaster I smuggled from Telos and a few grenades in there, just in case things here get rough. The only benefit of having a room furthest from the door is that it should buy me enough time to dump contraband if security does a surprise inspection. What if their surprise inspection was reading your data pad? I don't think he thought this through. Flanking does work in this game very effectively. Ooh, Korta. You didn't last long. Still don't have a real edged weapon to use any of the goodies that I found.
Almost didn't make it out of the dormitory section before the lockdown, you Murklack. You're cutting a little close, aren't you?
Yes, a regrettable miscalculation on my part. I'm contacting you because I'm picking up a subspace transmission from within that level. Is that your doing?
No, they must be trying to use the old relay system to send an emergency signal. I doubt they know what's really going on.
Hey, this turbo lift's locked down.
Try the code again, and don't worry about the miners and their transmission. By the time help arrives, we'll be all the way to Nar Shaddaa.
Oh, they won't be leaving the dormitories. The explosion within the tunnel has damaged the ventilation systems, causing breaches in the core exhaust conduits.
What? That's going to kill them all!
Not all of them, but I'm sending a number of mining droids to your location right now to correct that problem.
Korta, this turbo lift's locked down. The sequence isn't working.
Keep trying it! You! Why are you doing this? Why me?
You? It was never about you. The Jedi is all that interests me. But then you had to ruin everything by revealing her identity and then trying to harm her. And that I cannot allow.
Statement. You are a risk, Korta. You are impulsive, crude, and soon, deceased. Mocking query. Korta? Korta, are you dead yet? Smug statement. I believe I forgot to mention that I reversed the turbolift codes. In case
you did indeed
managed
forget to
get
mention
this
that.
far.
Oh, now we know why he didn't get anywhere. Oh boy, gas mask. Don't want to take a chance in getting poisoned again. There we go. Now I don't have to breathe the bad air. Now, they certainly don't need any of this stuff. It's funny that they all had the same name. Think it's a big family? Right, cool chicks don't look at explosions. Yep, I passed a room. And there's nothing in that room.
This may be the beginning of a long record. It's about an hour after the facility suffered the explosion that triggered the emergency lockdown. Just finished helping the dock officer set up the transmission relay. Not much signal strength, but it's better than nothing. The transmission gives the code to open the turbo lift when or if help arrives. Code is a simple group of 5 numbers. 3, 17, 13, then the next 2 numbers are...
Sir, couldn't we contact the medbay? Maybe the Jedi's awake. If so, she could help us.
No good. The link to the medical computer was severed from the hub, just like the administration console. Even if the Jedi wakes up, how would we get the dormitory turbo lift code to her? Without it, the turbo lift to the administration level is locked down. We just took an inventory of our supplies. We've got enough emergency rations in the dormitories to last almost a month. But with all the problems in the facility, I don't know how long we'll last. I wish we could contact the Jedi. Maybe she could... No. She's still floating in that damn tank. Someone's played us for fools. And since KOTOR and his crew aren't locked in here with us, it's pretty clear who it was. If I ever catch up with that Mandalorian-loving son of a... At least the air scrubbers are still working, even though they're tied into the... Hey, what's happening to the ventilation system?
That was one all-encompassing video log.
What did you want to talk to me about?
I heard you had plans for the Jedi, about selling her to the exchange.
Yeah, but security already set their piece on that, didn't they? Nobody's getting sold to anyone.
Are they? I've seen the logs you've been accessing. Maybe the 2 of us could work something out.
It doesn't matter what we work out. We wouldn't make one hyperspace jump before what's left of the Republic was on us.
If you have a way off this station, I can cover our tracks, and ensure the Republic is not alerted to our presence.
Well, I may know someone. Works the system on special jobs. He may want to know details, but I might be able to arrange transport.
I've seen the logs. I know you've already asked him and given the details. Once he agrees, I can handle the rest.
Handle the rest? Like how?
When the time comes, I'll contact you via comlink. Maintenance out.
Since when did the maintenance officer grow some horns?
So now we know how that was figured out. already read his. So let's go check the other dorm. And now I have a real blaster and a couple of real frag mines, or grenades. Although I'm probably going to give the blaster to the smuggler. Dock officer's log. We have to go back to the other dorm to use the terminal to read the logs.
The transmission gives the code to open the turbo lift when or if help arrives. Code is a simple group of 5 numbers. 3, 17, 13. Then the next 2 numbers are...
We managed to get to the dormitories. We should be safe here. We've been trying to use the holo-transmitter to beam a transmission to the administration level to end the lockdown. But the administration console's been severed from the main hub. Everyone thinks we should try to evacuate on our own as soon as possible. But there's no way to break the dormitory seals from the inside. I'm going to keep sending distress calls in the meantime. We've been trying to find a way to circumvent the lockdown and get to our hangar bay, but so far, no luck. The situation's worse than we thought. Even if we get out of here, we can't shut down the fuel depot force fields if a fuel leak was detected. If so, the only way off this asteroid is if a ship docks with us. But the only connection to the docking platform is on the administration level, and we can't get up to the docking bay while we're trapped here. I only hope someone survived the explosion in the mining tunnels. If not, then we're stranded here. Unless our transmission reaches a passing ship, or a Telos freighter. Managed to use the holo-transmitter here as a crude relay to beam short-burst transmissions outside the Paragas facility. With any luck, the transmission will carry beyond the asteroid field. We've set the emergency transmission on automatic playback. We're using a simple military flash code to transmit the code to the turbolift's, so maybe our rescuers can get down to the dormitory when they reach the station. Without those turbolift codes, our rescuers wouldn't be able to get here from the administration level. And without those codes, we wouldn't be able to get to the administration level if we found a way out on our own. The messages are short distress calls only, since we can't get much signal strength. It's pretty weak, so unless a ship is actively searching the area, it might be a long time before a ship picks up the message. After all, who would be scouring frequencies way out here looking for trouble?
And that tells
The transmission gives the code to open the turbo lift when or if help arrives. Code is a simple...
we need to know. She's more crafty than I thought she was.
I felt a disturbance.
Judah!
Our enemy is here. We must leave at once. The one
Who's our
fired
enemy?
on the Ebon Hawk as we attempted to rescue you. And he will not let us go without blood being shed.
Who is
The
this
story
enemy?
is a long one, and time is short. Come, we must go, and quickly.
Alright, let's go.
We need to make our way to the docking area on this level. I fear the airlock has already opened, and if so, we must be on our guard. If we cannot reach the Ebon Hawk, then we must find a way to escape on the ship that is docked here.
Freya has joined your party. When she is in your active party, her mentor's special ability gives everyone a bonus to earned experience.
What in space is going on? Who's this? Another Jedi? What, did you guys suddenly start breeding when I wasn't looking?
I don't think he understands how breeding works. It'll take too long to explain. We have to leave. Now.
Alright. I'm guessing that Republic ship that just docked isn't carrying friends of yours.
I hope your talent for understatement is offset by your skill with a blaster. If not, then I fear our time together will be short indeed.
Yeah, and I'm also good at running and drinking, Your Majesty. And even if you two aren't big friends of the Republic, that warship's the only way off this station.
Atten has joined your party. As long as he's isn't the last party member standing, he can be knocked out and his saving throws improve the more he's wounded. He can't be knocked out.
Good thing we have a clear run to the ship.
Threat. Master, perhaps I did not enunciate clearly the last time we spoke. I suggested that you should shut down, stay put, and wait for rescue.
No, you were clear. I just don't listen to assassin droids.
Clarification. Assassin droid is such a crude term, Master, reserved for Durasteel drones uploaded with only the most archaic kill programs. The function I perform has been referred to as wanton slaughter. I prefer to see it as a means of facilitating communication, resulting in the termination of hostilities.
I don't want to fight you, but I will if you leave me no other choice.
Resignation. Very well, Master. If inflicting pain is the only means to resolve this matter, then you leave me no choice.
Okay. He can have the blaster. He can have an energy shield. He can have some gloves. What does this do? He doesn't need more wisdom. That won't really help him much. She can have a mining laser. But she can also go up a level. Let's see, what's going to be the least useful one for her? Let's get her working on those computers.
Optimal accuracy ratio achieved.
Which one of you idiots threw a live grenade at somebody fighting me with a sword? Okay. So that was over too quick for most of the droids to try and help. The next section of this is rather long, and as it's getting pretty close to 3 hours I've been online, I'm going to save the game and pick this up next week. I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Had a blast bringing this to you. It is a classic that I've been playing on and off for years, and I hope that you're enjoying it as much as I am enjoying bringing it to you. I hope everybody's staying safe, staying healthy, taking care of yourself and your families. And I will see you next time we're online, which will be Friday night for Friday Night Fights. I hope everybody's having a good night tonight, and take care.